Hello, good evening, my dear friends. I once again welcome you back to this great economic forum. Dear friends, now we are basically going to discuss the 2-minute news wrap, that is the significant economic news. We are going to have a brief discussion on it and then wrap this day on the positive note. So here it goes. The overseas dispute settlement may be treated as an expense. That is, the government is considering a change in the income tax provisions to allow any payment towards the overseas dispute settlement as the business expenditure. A proposal in this regard is being examined, said an official. Next, the Indian Railways has tightened the control over the Bangladesh-bound rail fleet by mandating that any entity that books a wagon headed for the neighboring country, that is Bangladesh, specify the commodity being transferred, said the officials. The House panel for including the cartels in antitrust settlement scheme. A parliamentary panel has suggested that the government extend the provision of settlement under the Competition Amendment Bill to cartels so as to make the initiative more pragmatic. The EV makers want SOAPs restored. The Society of Manufacturers of the Electric Vehicles, that is the SMEV, on Tuesday, that is on 13th November 2022, sought the restoration of subsidies offered under a key government scheme in order to promote sale of EVs, saying that the move to unilaterally stop subsidies will choke the very lifeblood of the industry. The Finance Minister Dr. Nirmala Sitharaman on Tuesday, that is on 13th December 2022, asked the customs officers to be on high alert in order to curb smuggling of drugs and ensure timely prosecution in such cases. India and UK agreed to conclude free trade talks at the earliest. The meeting was the first major discussion on the proposed FTA after the Rishi Sunak government took office in the UK in October. The two sides had earlier planned to conclude the talks by Diwali, which unfortunately couldn't be done. The government is considering issuing sovereign green bonds during the January to March of the current fiscal. Minister of State for Finance, Mr. Pankaj Chaudhary, said on Tuesday, that is on 13 December 2022. Now, my dear friends, we are going to end this discussion on a very, very positive note. That is, you need to write down 10 good things. One way of dealing with a negative thought process is to find a positive way to express yourself. Undesirable thoughts can sometimes produce anxiety and stress. It is best to steer your thoughts in a better direction at such times. And actually, that's where the role of brake, accelerator, and clutch comes into play. That is, you need to apply the brakes to your speedy negative thoughts, and then you need to apply the gear, change the direction of the current thoughts to the direction in which you want to take your thoughts, that is obviously in a positive direction. And for that, you need to write 10 good things which have happened to you on daily basis. And obviously there would be more than 10, but you really need to introspect you really need to introspect thoroughly before going to bed. Thank you so much, my dear guys. I'm sorry because I exceeded the time limit from 2 minutes to 4 minutes, but I really wish that you would that you had enjoyed this session thoroughly, and this 2 minutes which I have taken extra would have really benefited you immensely. That's what I believe. Thank you so much. Namaskar. Jai Hind.